Today's Retro Spot, we are having a look at the Toy Biz Video Game Superstars presents Marvel vs. Capcom Clash of Superheroes, War Machine, and Mega Man. Video game diorama and stand included. These are an extremely hard to find 2-pack. It just so happened that Spot was at a local toy show and they had these available. And I always wanted to get certainly this 2-pack because it has one of my favorite video game characters of all time, Mega Man. War Machine with twin proton cannon projectiles. Mega Man, on the other hand, with clip-on hyper Mega Man armor. Come to us from the folks over at Toy Biz. My only regret, though, is that the seller that I bought these from, I bought this set and I bought another set with Dalsim and Juggernaut. He had, I think, the whole entire set. I only bought 2. Why? I have no idea why. Because if you go on eBay, these sets are always super expensive, especially the Mega Man set. Some nice artwork down below featuring both War Machine and Mega Man. On the flip scale, the flip end of it, by the way, your Time Machine you'd be setting for $19.99 if you want to get this set. Extensive read-up. Invented by millionaire industrialist Tony Stark, the War Machine armor, also known as VTRBS, Variable Threat Response Battlesuit, I didn't know that, is worn by Stark's close friend and confidant, James Rhodey Rhodes. The suit earned the name War Machine because it's equipped with enough firepower to wage a large-scale war. The War Machine armor is without question one of the most perfectly designed machines ever assembled. On the other end of it, Dr. Light, a brilliant robotics scientist who had no son of his own, created a robot boy named Rock. But when the evil Nemesis stole the technical data and robot blueprints and created his own army of evil robots, Dr. Light reprogrammed his son into Mega Man, the powerful defender with the heart of a boy and an indestructible robot body. In addition to his constant optimism and steel-willed determination, Mega Man's robotic armor has built-in hidden weapons, and in times of trouble, Mega Man can power up with armor attachments to become the mighty Hyper Mega Man. But is Mega Man a friend or foe? Circuitry will be tested as these men of metal test their metal against each other in a titanic clash of technology. Also available, by the way, in these sets, there is Venom and Captain Commando, Captain America and Morgan, and Spider-Man and Strider. Spot's going to take a break and get this opened up. When we come back, we can get a better look at War Machine and Mega Man. There's more heading your way, guys. Don't you dare go anywhere. Stay tuned. The first thing we'll have a look at in this 2-pack is this really incredible backdrop. This looks like just a screen grab of the background scene from the Marvel vs. Capcom games. Down below you can see Dr. Wily. This looks like Dr. Wily is one of his fortresses. Just really neat looking work. It sits on a stand, a little clip stand here, so that you can always display it behind your 2 characters. And then if you want to have them, versus one another, it's a good way to display them in a nice diorama piece. First, let's have a look at War Machine, because I kind of want to keep Mega Man to the end here. War Machine, if I'm not mistaken, is just a repack, possibly a little slight bit of a tweak, a repack though from some of the Iron Man toys that were released a long time ago. In fact, I think this shell, my friend had a whole slew of Iron Man pieces. I think this shell was probably used for something else, and this could have come off or could have been removed, and there was just a regular body underneath. I may or may not be correct with that, but it definitely looks like it's just a repack from one of those figures. They might have maybe just changed the armor a slight bit, maybe added this piece to the back there. But it does look like it was a re-release. Also, these leg armor pieces, I think on the original figures would have been coming off as well. They were really big into snap-on armor that went onto the wrists, the legs, and whatnot. Some really nice chrome. It's almost kind of a grayish chrome, where it's got some flecks. Even almost want to say there's a bit of blue fleck in there as well. Face is quite nice. He is pretty articulated too for a figure as old as it is. I mean, he swivel arms, bend at the elbows, swiveled head, and the legs swivel and bend at the knees. So I mean, pretty good for, again, how old these pieces are. You will, of course, notice the very large cannons on the back of War Machine. Not only do they fire missiles, but also that's really cool too, there is a track that these sit on. This whole track section right here slides up and down. You can slide it up, pop it forward, and War Machine has instant firepower. Of course, instant firepower would also mean he'd need some missiles. War Machine has 2 of them. You can peg those into place. Peg them into place, hopefully lining them up here. I don't know why this other one doesn't want to go in. The other one went in quite easily. Let's try this one here. See, this plugs into place. Let's try this one here. Oh, there we go. Just got a little stuck. But there's little mechanisms, little buttons on the top that fire the missiles out. Decent looking figure. Seeing this, because I never really collected the other War Machine pieces, seeing this makes me want to kind of go back and pick up some of the old Iron Man figure from the figure line that they used to carry. The chrome is a nice touch. A pretty articulated figure for, again, a late 90s figure. War Machine, I'm going to give him a 7.5. Putting him to the side, and he's a little back heavy because of his cannons. Let's have a look at Mega Man, who, truth be told, was the reason why I wanted to get this set. Because, again, such a huge Mega Man fan. As a whole, he works. He has one thing that I don't like about the figure. One glaring problem. Well, I guess 2. His waist is really, really loose. But before we get to that, let's have a look at the figure's face. Nice. It's a nice looking face. It's got this nice blue, kind of metallic blue chrome that's been put on the figure's arms, his head, his legs as well. His one arm is closed. You can't put anything into his hand. But the other arm is a spring. So you can take the supplied missile that he comes with and snap it in. Now, unlike War Machine that had a button to fire the missile, this one actually is one that you pull back, and let go, or I guess maybe you just flick it. There's a spring in there, so it should snap into place. I guess you just kind of pull it back and release it. There you go. He's also quite articulated as well. His head rotates. Arms are on a hinge socket. He has a bend at the elbow. Also bend at the elbow. Very, very loose waist. And his legs, providing I get the right way, there we go. His legs do go forward. They don't hinge out, but he does have a hinge in his knee. But the one glaring problem I have with Mega Man, though, is look at his legs. His legs aren't completely straight. One leg is longer than the other. I don't know if that's on purpose. They probably have done it so that he can kind of lean forward or kind of have him on an angle, kind of standing like this. But if you were to have him straight, oops, without knocking everything over, if you were to have him straight, he does want to lean to the one side because one leg is clearly off from the other. I'm not sure why they did that, nor am I sure why Spot's knocking this backdrop off. There we go. I'm not sure why they did that. It's a really good, fun Mega Man figure, if not for the fact that his legs are wonky. I would say maybe you could kind of bend one knee to offset how the fact that one leg is longer than the other, but it looks like it was misbuilt. Like this piece right here, and it could very well just be my figure here. This piece is sticking further out than this piece right here, and maybe that is the culprit. Maybe it's just the fact that I've got a piece that is longer than the other. It really shouldn't be like that. Maybe it is just this piece. But aside from that, that's really my only gripe with the figure. Aside from that, being a Mega Man fan, I love this piece. I love this figure so much. Now, he does have additional armor. I would never display him with it. But you can take the little crown here, and it snaps into these, there we go, it snaps into this groove, like so. And you also have this torso piece. The torso piece, I believe, let me just put Mega Man here, should separate. And when you get it out of packaging, there you go. When you get it out of packaging, it is together. Just take that piece, take the back piece, sandwich it together, make a delicious Mega Man sandwich. Wait, that doesn't sound right. Snap that together, and this crest will probably usually fall off. There you go. And you get something that looks like this. Chances that I will ever display Mega Man with all this extra armor is probably 100% not likely to happen. I think it's excess. I think it's kind of garish looking. I mean, it's nice that you get extra armor pieces, but give me basic Mega Man any day of the week. So for that reason, let's just take this armor off. It's nice to have the addition of it, but thanks, but no thanks. I don't know if this Mega Man was ever made initially by Toy Biz. Maybe it was used for something else. If it isn't, this is the only time that you can get a Mega Man figure from Toy Biz. I love the chrome. The blue looks perfect. Waist is a little loose. I can live with that. It's just a shame like the leg doesn't quite match. Maybe what I'll just ultimately do is just have the leg bent, and that'll be good enough for me. Mega Man, I'm going to give him an 8. An 8 for the Blue Bomber. Beautiful looking piece though. Today's Retro Spot, we're having a look at, unfortunately, one of the more rare pieces out there. We're having a look today at the Toy Biz Marvel vs. Capcom War Machine vs. Mega Man. Stay tuned, guys. Spot's going to have more Retro Spots heading your way. Thanks for watching, as you always do. I'll see you guys next time.